Comparing your data to other existing data provides a context for understanding your assessment or evaluation results. For example, survey data from your high school may seem, at a glance, to reveal high smoking rates among ninth graders. However, a comparison of these data to statewide data might show that your school's smoking rates are much lower than the statewide average. Epidemiology uses rates to standardize data in order to be able to compare data across populations that are different sizes. A rate is a measure of the frequency with which a health event occurs in a defined population over a period of time. For example, if a town with a population of 30,000 has 500 arrests in a given year for driving under the influence, you can divide 500 by 30,000 to get a rate of 0.017 arrests per person per year. To make the rate easier to understand, you can multiply by 1,000 and say the rate of DUIs for the town is 17 per 1,000 people per year. A neighboring town of 22,000 people with 367 DUI arrests would have had the same rate. Divide 367 by 22,000 and then multiply by 1,000. For national data sources or larger population sizes, you can calculate the rate with 10,000 or 100,000 population size. Multiply by whatever size makes sense for your community. When examining data, you can make comparisons such as between the community now and the community in the past, between the community and other similar communities, among different population groups in the community, including different age groups and genders, and between the community and the state. For example, you can look at data from an indicator, such as 30-day alcohol use, and make the following comparisons. Current 30-day use compared to past 30-day use. Is alcohol use higher or lower than it was previously? Alcohol usage rates among males compared to females, or use among 14-year-olds compared to 17-year-olds. Which demographic groups have higher rates? Current alcohol use in your community compared to average rates across the state. Is alcohol use higher or lower than average? Comparisons are also a way to do benchmarking. When you use data from another geographic region to set a target for your community, or when you look at how your community is doing compared to a standard, you are using a benchmark. Coloradans can look at the Communities That Care risk and protective factor profiles and use the cutoff point as a benchmark for whether an area is above or below the national or state averages for a particular risk or protective factor. In this example, the data in blue represents the regional data or local data, the black dot represents the state of Colorado average, and the yellow diamond represents the behavioral health norm or national average. You can evaluate if you are doing better or worse compared to other standards by using these benchmarks. This can help you identify which risk or protective factors are a concern in your local area. When looking at data and making comparisons, look closely at sample size. Small numbers can sometimes be misleading. For example, perhaps you notice the data indicates that between 2014 and 2017, motor vehicle accidents increased by 100%. However, when you look at the data more closely, only one motor vehicle accident occurred in 2014 and 2 in 2017. This is still an increase of 100%, but one that is not so alarming. This is a reminder that it is important to look at data both in terms of percentages and as actual numbers. Keep in mind the following. When small numbers are used to calculate rates or percentages, differences may be exaggerated. Low percentages of some behaviors should not be dismissed as unimportant, especially if the behavior has severe consequences.